All right. If you all got your questions together, that'll be a good thing right now.
I have a question.
All right. Just 1 second. It's good to hear your tone, too.
Oh, glad to hear you.
It's good, black remote.
Sagapo? I love you in Greek. All right. You ready?
Okay. Yeah.
All right. I know last class, right? You were saying how...
Gwinnett Babi Babum Spa. I said Gwinnett Babi Babum Spa. You may know that that's Welsh. Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
In the last class?
I'm good. Okay, last class you were talking about how 144,000 is going to assist you to clean up this world, correct? There's going to be a rest period, right? We got to come back and clean up more stuff. So with that being said,
not on Earth. Not on Earth. This world won't even be here. We have to go on to other worlds, drunk in sin.
Which are other dimensions, correct?
Other dimensions, other worlds, right.
All right, okay.
See, I'll tell you what I mean. See, remember I told you all that Gabriel and Melchizedek are prototypes?
Yes.
That means it's not just one Gabriel. Who knows how many Melchizedeks there are, right? Not Melchizedek, I mean Michael, Angel Michael. Right? So those are prototypes that extraterrestrial Elohim have stamped as prototypes that they preserve cryogenically their sperm in order to reactivate them whenever they come across a world that has evolved to the point that they're ready for that type of consciousness. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yes.
Could that be one of us?
Say it again.
One day? Could that be one of us one day?
It is you all one day because you're here and you're teaching the world.
All right.
You know what I mean? Even with these questions you're asking, you're teaching the world because they're listening. Right?
All right.
Yes. Because you have to be on a certain conscious level of awareness in order to even formulate the questions that you're asking. You follow me? Imagine a person in the world under normal consciousness being able to ask the kind of question you just asked right then. They couldn't. Right? They couldn't conceive of that kind of a question, right?
Right.
They couldn't. Just like it's like asking, well, what's the best way to move stars? They could never ask that question because it's not part of their reality.
Right.
They haven't expanded to that level yet.
It's about expansion.
So no matter how many times you talk to those beings, there will never be conversations revolving around subject matter vibrating on that high intellectual height, vibratory height, right?
Right.
They got to always talk about physical earth things. That's the only thing they know. They live inside the box until they're actually inside the box. Right? Yes. I like your questions, though. Who's got the next question? All right. Speak up a little faster.
The book of Eli. Was he a prophet?
Eli is another word for the Creator.
Eli
is very negative.
Eli's come
and hide your hearts, girl.
Eli.
Blasphemy. My God. That's another word for the Creator.
Eli is like God.
Eli is like God. My God. Eli. Why hast thou forsaken me? Are you following me?
Okay. Thank you.
God, or Eli, lots of Bethany. Why hast thou forsaken me? All right. Fed lux, let there be light, Latin. We got that first spiritual experience you'd like to share with us.
I have a question, Amun, before we get into that.
Very good.
Previously, you said that when we have incarnated back on this plane, because our soul requires more.
Okay, louder and clear, please.
Our soul requires
louder and clear.
Our soul requires additional learnings or teachings, and that we choose a family that we come.
I'm sorry, 1 second. I got to understand. You said, do we require additional learning?
No, I said when we come back to this plane, when we have come back to this plane, because.
Why would we come back?
No. In the past, we have come back to this plane. You said that is because our soul requires that. Our soul has lessons that we have to learn.
Yeah.
So my question is,
when you say come back, I don't mean back. When to be here at all is a proven indicator that you've been cast down from higher planes.
Okay. Maybe I'm not using the exact
came back, or
word.
Either you came back voluntarily, or either you came back voluntarily to help raise up the consciousness of the beings here to bring them back. In other words, to make corrections. Because what you call an extraterrestrial beings are really you in the future. And then thousands of years in the future, they realize some very horrible things are happening. And so that they have to go back to the very beginning in order to make corrections. 97 corrections is what we have to make. Because if you build your house on sand, what kind of a foundation, what will eventually happen to the house? It's going to fall down and collapse, right?
That's not what my question is.
On a bad foundation. Okay, go ahead.
My question is, you had mentioned previously that one time you may incarnate as the mother, or you may be the child, or you may be the father, because you have to see from that vantage point what it's like.
Right.
Okay, that's a person that's on a karmic wheel.
Okay.
On the wheel of life. And they're not evolving at all. They're just trapped on the wheel of life, yeah.
Okay, on that wheel, that means that there's still that oneness, because I guess I'm trying to understand or overstand that whatever happened to one happened to all of them in that lineage.
Okay, you're talking about their bloodline, their past bloodline.
Yes. So if someone says...
not necessarily, but in order for that bloodline to make it, they need their cellular at the end, which is you, to connect to the other side. Otherwise, that whole bloodline fails. Are you following me? But they can succeed individually in the sense that I told you all about the grandfather clause before, right? Meaning that if you could travel into the past and kill your grandfather, the question would be, would you be here talking to us right now? And most people would say no. But the truth is, you still would be here talking to us. You follow me?
Can you explain that more, please?
Yes, the best I can do is quantum physics is a strange bedfellow. It's like the slit test. When you fire those electrons to one slit, and then maybe two, and you expect a certain straight up and down pattern because of the shape of the slits, but because they interact with one another, they create waves and do all kinds of things, or they unfold. In other words, but if you observe them, they do something completely different. And then if you don't observe them, they do something completely different too.
Right.
In other words, the quantum physics world is what we call spooky action, so it's really hard to describe what it is that's happening on a certain level, right? When you get down to particle physics. It's just, for example, you would assume that you are the body that you see in the mirror. But it's only because your consciousness has created the illusion of that body and expects to see it in that form every time that you focus on it.
Okay.
And that's what's maintaining the fluidity of that physical form. It's not that you are that form in reality. You're just unrealized potential in the form of energy that's chaotic. Really, consciousness is what you are. You're not anything at all until you focus on energy, anticipating something to be.
Okay.
Do you follow me? It's just unrealized potential in reality. It's nothing you can just nail down like that, right?
So
it's much more fluid than that. Mm-hmm.
So this script or this illusion, it's been already written looking at the top down, but looking from the bottom up, it's not.
From the bottom up, it's not written. From the top down, everything is written.
Yes. Okay.
Right. Because this universe that we call, this multiverse that we call existence.
Yes.
When you had the Big Bang, some say 13, 14 billion years ago, it expanded out from the center. Now, regardless of how far out it goes, everything contained within that Big Bang is what you call existence. And time is a part of existence. So time doesn't exist except inside of that Big Bang. So what you call in time, for example, is tonight when you go out to move stars.
Mm-hmm.
Some galaxies, faraway galaxies that consist of billions of stars, appear to be one star from that distance because they're so far away, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the truth is that it could be a million light years away, meaning that if you took a craft that could travel extremely fast, it would take it a million years in order to reach that galaxy, even if it was traveling at the speed of light. If you were traveling 186,272.2 miles per second, do you have any idea how fast that is?
Not even.
You could circle the Earth three times, and you could circle the Earth 8 times in less than a second.
Wow.
Yeah. So if you could travel that fast toward that galaxy that you see when you look up at the sky and think it's a star, you're moving actually a whole galaxy. It would take you a million years at that speed to get there. So what you really would be doing on a trip is going back in time. Right? Because space and time are connected. Albert Einstein proved that with the theory of relativity, equals mc squared, right?
Yes.
So when you drive your car to Georgia, that you might say, how many miles is that from Dallas, roughly?
I'll say 900.
Roughly.
I don't know.
900 miles.
Right.
That's a long way, you would think. But about how long would that take you? In hours, roughly.
About 12 or 13 hours.
Okay, so you could either say, well, Georgia's about 12 or 13 hours away or about 900 miles away. It'd be the same thing, right?
Right.
So time and space are inextricably connected, right?
Yes.
I'm trying to get y'all to focus on what we call the space-time continuum. So that You could go forward in space toward Georgia. You could back up and go deeper into Texas, into Mexico. So why do people think they can't go back and forward in time? You follow what I'm saying? I'm talking about something different here, but I just want to expand your consciousness.
Please.
That's what extraterrestrials do. But you know what it takes to go back and forth in time is a great deal of energy. More energy than this world is capable of producing. You follow what I'm saying? To achieve warp speed, it takes incredible amounts of energy. More than the cyclotron or anything they can create can't generate that much energy. But the extraterrestrials have evidently learned how to harness that much energy in order to enable them to travel back and forth through space and time. So when they come from other worlds and other dimensions at that rate of speed, they can do things like you see in the Bible. When the disciples came out early in the morning, they saw Jesus standing on the hill. And beside him, he had Elijah and Moses. And they themselves were maybe 4,000 years apart, right? And Jesus. So all three of these prophets were thousands of years apart. But all three of them were standing side by side, looking at very youthful and vigorous, young men. You follow me? They hadn't been touched by or altered by time. You're dealing with beings that have found a cure for death and aging and time and all these things. You follow what I'm saying?
Tua.
Okay. Let me give you the power of thought, a quantum perspective. What if the world as we know it was significantly different from the way we've been taught to see it? What if human consciousness could affect the behavior of subatomic particles? And it can. If the laws of physics were different, how might our lives be changed? Throughout time, human beings have been mystified by the power of thought. All that we are is the result of all we have thought. Countless legends, myths, and social explanations surround the topic of thought, but few people understand the facts about how our thoughts impact our lives. For many years, unusual observations and experiences have been labeled bizarre, paranormal, and sometimes were even considered unexplainable coincidences. But as recent studies demonstrate, there appears to be consistent connection between the mind and physical matter. The greatest discovery of my generation is that human beings can alter their lives by altering their attitudes or minds. But the modern emphasis of science and the need for quantifiable evidence, many scientists have begun using a relatively new field of study known as quantum physics or quantum mechanics to examine the laws that apply and quantical microscopic scale. The science has described many previously unexplained phenomenon while accounting for the often overlooked energy patterns that humans thought. Quantum physics is a science of possibility, right? This new science asserts that classic physics, like you learned in school, do not always apply to the happenings observed at the quantum level. For example, moving stars. You know, science, that would be impossible physically, scientifically, right? That's why so many people reject the thought of it.
Yes.
Some studies have shown that the actual position of matter changes continuously until a person gazes at it, you know, becomes the observer. Where temporarily it takes a fixed position to the human eye that actually exists simultaneously in other locations. This is called the law of superposition, and it suggests that there is no such thing, this is important, as objective or universal reality. In other words, it's not a fixed thing. In other words, our observation of reality changes reality. The experiment also implies that there are many uncertainties between the relationship of energy, time, and space. Remember I was telling you about the space-time continuum?
Yeah.
The imminent double slit. Remember I was telling you about remind you of the double slit experiment, where the imminent double slit, the fraction experiment, demonstrates that matter can either behave as particle or as waves, but not both at the same time. The ramifications of this study have perplexed and in some cases upset classical physicists. This does not necessarily mean that all previously existing mathematical concepts were erroneous, but rather that classical perspective is merely incomplete. They're not looking at it deep enough, right? Because if they take it down past molecules and atoms and get into subatomic particles, they'll find out the action is different. A spooky action, you follow what I mean? So things are not certain there. They're only what you imagine and think. I know that I am intelligent because I know that I'm intelligent because I know that I know nothing, right? Now, the ignorant people always imagine that they know things. But how can you know things with spooky action? The hidden message in water, some researchers such as Dr. Masaru Emoto have observed that energy, especially mental energy, can impact the physical properties of matter, such as water. Now, any new people are here, I need some people to look up Dr. Emoto's water experiments and then read something from it. Would you all not just freeze up and then wait for the next brother or sister to do it, but really do it? Dr. Emoto's water experiment. Okay. Early experiments shows that water purity directly impacted the form. Building on this discovery, further tests involved introducing the water to strenuous variables such as music, prayer, concentrated thought, and the written word. To avoid inconsistencies, Dr. Emoto is EMOTO, used the most natural form of water possible, which is distilled water. The water, as Emoto knows, this is the experiment where he took the water, he would take and put it in 2 containers, and then he would pray over one, and then he would put rap music or curse over the other one, and freeze them both, and the one he prayed over will come out in beautiful, beautiful patterns, and the one with the negative thought that was exposed to the demonic waves was so ugly, dreadfully, frightfully ugly. It flows up as ugly, unconnected, monstrous crystals that look jagged and ugly. You know, just so if you think about your reality around you, even the air and everything around you, when you're a positive thinking person, you create heaven all the time. But if you're a negative thinking person, you could be in heaven, but in the way you think, it would all appear to be hell to you. Because that's what you're projecting. Are you following me?
Sure.
Now, people responding differently, yet consistently to the various stimuli. Heavy metal music played next to water. For example, continuously frozen, shattered-like appearance. Water placed next to the classical music, a modal symphony froze in the shape of a snowflake. But now let me tell you something about the classical music he's put next to. That's not the music of the universe. It don't have no drum beat. It don't have no pulse. It don't have no soul to it. So what it was is that Amun himself was affecting the experiment by affecting the way that the water would freeze, right? Because of his belief that classical music was beautiful. You follow what I'm saying?
Yes.
It goes deeper than they realize.
Yes.
You follow me? Even the one performing the experiment had an effect on the outcome of the experiment. It wasn't merely the classical music, but it was his perception or his opinion that the classical music was beautiful. You follow me?
So that person actually
Whereas that
observing.
if I would listen to classical music, I would have thought that it was unharmonious and just ragged, you know, and it made
Right.
it sounded like chimp music to me. So the water
Right.
pictures wouldn't be that beautiful if I heard it, you see.
Right.
Go ahead.
So that's another variable that's entered into it. Like you said, it changes the possibility by actually having an observer available or an observer involved.
Exactly. It's all about the observer, which is why I asked you, who was it that was watching you in the dream when you say, oh, I had a powerful dream last night, and I saw us doing this or that in the dream.
Right.
Obviously, it begs the question, who was it that saw y'all in a dream doing this or that, right?
Right.
And people usually didn't think about it until I posed the question to them, but it was within the answer. Like when somebody asked, who is the Most High? He fixed that question so it would be answered at the point of the question. Because who, HU, is the force of creative will, that is the creator. So who is the Most High is the answer. That's right. Who is the Most High?
Exactly.
So when I asked you who was watching you in a dream, and you say, I saw us last night in a dream, you answered the question at the point of the question. I saw us last night in a dream. The I is the observer. That's producing the illusion of an us. So as long as people think in a carnal way or think like a reptile, a devil, or a low vibratory being, they will never, ever have control over their situation or what's being created. They'll only be like ship feathers in the wind, at the whim of other observers that are creating situations. Because only the observer, come on up here, at the top of the pyramid, the mind's eye, the oneness again, they have to be one. You have to be one to create. Are you following what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And when you raise up to that level of consciousness, then negative thoughts are no longer possible at that height. Are you following what I'm saying?
Yes.
So that if a person never comes up to that place after being cast down from it, then there would be literally no more space found for them in the heavens. Are you following what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I mean that in a very real sense. No more space found for them in the heavens. Because I, as the observer, is creating the me and you and us and this and that and the other. You follow me? The here and there and now and then. And all these concepts and things, they're being created or generated by the I, which is the oneness, like the third eye, the all-seeing eye, or the eye of all. The observer of observers, right?
Yes.
That's why some Anunnaki call themselves the Watchers, because they're implying that they're affecting the course of history or the way things play out on the physical realm. But over the Watchers, there are overseers, of which I am the head overseer, the overseer of the heavens and the earth. Right? What Malachi meant and count him not when he said the Big Bang. In other words, the advent of what you call existence, that explosion came out of the pupil of the eye of Amun Re.
Yes.
Are you following me?
Sure.
So there are things that you have to understand, like panspermia. That happened at the point of impact when the explosion happened. And it's still going on, that you have meteorites and fragments out there that are like sperm in the ejaculation that have microbes of life inside of these comets, water and different elements, right? That are zooming all throughout the cosmos, right? Bouncing off one another. And whenever they land on a world that's in a Goldilocks zone, especially for the life forms as you know it, not too far from the sun to freeze and not too close to burn, but just right, when they land in those certain conditions, then what happens is those microbes take root and they grow. Like sperm inside of a womb being ejaculated and fertilize the egg. It's called panspermia. You can look that up. It'd be good if somebody would look panspermia up as well. Now, whoever looked up the Moto water test, please read some to us.
I have it.
All right, thank you.
Dr. Masaru
Yes, go ahead.
Ito, the Japanese scientist who revolutionized the idea that our thoughts and intentions impact the physical realm, is one of the most important water researchers the world has known. For over 20 years until he passed away in 2014, he studied the scientific evidence of how the molecular structure in water transforms when it is exposed to human words, thoughts, sounds, and intentions.
That's important. Let's stop right there and take a picture of that, what you just communicated to us. So that would be saying that your thoughts are creating and shaping your reality, is what he proved, right?
Yes.
As a physical experiment, like the slit test. So what he's trying to show, so who's the one creating heaven and hell for people?
We are.
Exactly. So people that think positive, what kind of reality are they creating?
They're having a beautiful reality.
For themselves and others.
A good reality.
A beautiful heaven for themselves and everybody in their field of influence, right?
Yes.
They create heaven. Now, what about people that think negatively? What kind of reality are they creating?
They're creating hell.
They are creating hell for themselves and everybody that comes into contact with them. In their sphere of influence. They generate hell. And it's a proven fact. Go ahead, read on.
The extraordinary life work of Dr. Emoto is documented in the New York Times bestseller, The Hidden Messages in Water. In his book, Dr. Emoto demonstrates how water exposed to loving, benevolent, and compassionate human intention results in aesthetically pleasing physical, molecular, formations in the water while water is...
In other words, but if you're exposed to thoughts of negative people, it could actually make you sick and make you die, you see.
And it says exposed to
especially if you're hypersensitive.
And discordant human intention results in disconnected, disfigured, and unpleasant physical molecular formations. He did this through magnetic resonance.
In other words, grotesque monsters.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. He did this through magnetic resonance.
And that's when people will be hating their form when they look in the mirror. They don't like the way they look because their thoughts are effed up like that.
Right.
You follow me?
Sure.
Disfigured and messed up, ugly. That's what they create in the very air, because it's unshaped astral. It's just chaotic energy. It don't have no pattern. It's like these little bitty things you see in the air again when you're a little child. You see like all these tiny little things, little different colored, like blue and different colored little things moving around so thick in the air.
Yes.
You know, but the older you got, the more you started looking through them instead of at them. And now you don't see them anymore. You just look through them. Unless you just stop and focus and look, and you can still see those tiny little things all in the air. So if you can think of that as energy or unshaped astral. So when you're looking at a dresser or a chair or a person, it's been consciousness that's taken those swirling patterns of energy and formed them into a chair or a being. Because that's what you anticipate seeing or experiencing. You follow me?
Sure.
Yes.
Okay,
let me go on a little further. But I do suggest that everybody studies the Moto water test. Are you there, Walter, tonight? Walter in California, are you here? I knew that. Okay. When the water has frozen, negative thoughts cause the water to freeze in a shattered or scattered-like formation, where positive thoughts consistently created complex snowflake patterns. Since many people struggle to believe what they cannot see, Emoto, that his extensive research and photography will give people some physical evidence that there may be more intruding forces at work in the universe that many of us know about, right? So people didn't think necessarily it was proof that when they think ugly, it creates ugly reality, or when they think beautiful, they create and project a beautiful reality. So this water test that he did for over 20 years before he passed in 2014 was physical evidence that your thoughts create your reality. So that being said, as tangible, inescapable, factual proof, somebody explained to me how a negative thinking being can get to some kind of bliss of paradise or heaven. I'm waiting.
So, Amun, I have a quick question.
They can't, no matter how they figure it out. Go ahead.
So even if just like for 3 or 4 minutes, if I just go off and start complaining and cussing and fussing, I'm creating my reality for everybody in my influence or whatever.
Everybody that you're relevant to. They can be peripherally affected in the same way that you play some kind of a music, like classical music, in front of the water, and it shapes beautiful patterns. It's not just the music you put on, but your perception of that music. If you think, by living through the music vicariously, that there's a connection, and you think that the music is good, that too will affect the water.
But that's almost
Even
like
if it's monkey music and you think it's good, it could be your mom and you think she's good, but if she's a negative asshole, you understand what I'm saying? That's going to affect you, the water and everything else. It doesn't necessarily just be affected by the classical music, but by somebody that thinks the devil is good.
so.
They believe in the white Jesus.
So by the doll test and all these negative things, when I focus on it and then I get full and I get pissed off about it, I'm creating negative things for myself.
And that's why things like that are in big. So you have to think about this. To invoke those feelings in you, what kind of a being was it that thought such hideous and horrible lies up as to produce videos like the doll test on YouTube? What kind of a mind created that thought?
But how else can I respond?
Right.
I understand. That's why I'm saying the devil has got to go. You see what I'm saying? Because the devil just being around and just the existence of the devil sends out ugly waves and creates hell. Just their existence permeates hell.
I get that.
Just the way they think. See what I'm saying?
We have to learn to retrain our brains and just deflect every time that tries to enter into your mind.
That's right. You got. In other words, we got to think the devil out of existence, because as long as the devil exists, there will be hell. Because he or she thinks negative all the time, continuously.
So
they're not going to let heaven be.
I see what you're saying. So if somebody is...
They got a rotten mind that produces nothing but rotten thoughts and rotten existence. Right.
I'm supposed to just...
Anti-heaven, right?
Good day, exactly.
But they think they're thinking from where they're thinking. See, a snake don't crawl around all day thinking, I'm a snake, I'm a snake, I'm a snake. But it bites, it just does what it, that's what the devil don't think all the time. I'm a devil, I'm going to make it hell. But that's all they think is negative and evil. Lies and stuff.
Right.
Ways to disrupt heaven, you see. While lying to themselves that somehow or another they're going to some heaven possibly. And their very existence is the destroyer of heaven and peace and good and truth. You hear me?
I hear
and
you.
And all that is right and good. Just them being in existence, the fact that they breathe and exist is a blight on creation.
So even for
a stain, an ugly cancer,
right,
a malignancy in creation.
Even that, Amun, just what you said, for me to say, I'll be glad when they get theirs. I can't wait because they need to go. That's not positive.
No, it's not positive, but that's
all
what I'm
of us
saying.
have said that.
And then, okay, let me address what you just said. You are correct. That's not a positive thought. I'll be glad when they get there if they go to hell, etc. That's right. But this is what I mean when I say that when you in the environment of devils and they're in your sphere of influence, they affect your thoughts because there's no positive way to think about negative beings. How can you have beautiful thoughts about ugly creatures and ugly thoughts? Ugly generates more ugly. Even your reaction to the doll test was an ugly thought. It creates ugly thoughts because there's no way you can look at the doll test positively. It's going to create anger and insecurity and all kinds of negative waves in you, right?
Right.
Well, what about beings that they think that way all the time? That's a constant generator of hell. It's got to be destroyed or moved. It's got to go away. You follow me? Let me explain something to you. Heaven is the natural existence of everything. There is nothing but heaven. Peace, love, truth, goodness, all these positive things. That's what existence is. The creator is. The creation is heaven. Until these funky thinking things started thinking funky. And their thoughts start sending out waves of evil all over, generating hell everywhere. Everywhere they are, everywhere they go, and everywhere they think, even if they influence people on the other side of the planet. If those people listen to what they think and how they think, they're going to end up in hell. Because their mind doesn't have any order or harmony. They think evil continuously. There's no intellect, no light, no nothing. They just think like a devil all the time. And their mind is formed like that, so it's become natural to them. You follow me?
The what?
And you're right. There's no way for you to feel about the way they think except negatively. When I'm in the class and I hear a devil talking, or I make a mind, and I have mind links naturally, and I can feel the way they're thinking, I get deeply disturbed. Even if on the surface other people think they're not saying anything wrong, I know their energy is not good. I can see beneath the paint on the wall. I can feel what it is they're thinking and how they're thinking. And it disturbs me real bad. It upsets me. Because I know they're coming from an ugly, filthy place. You see what I'm saying? And they always see things the reverse of good. And what's deeper than that, when you start talking about these creatures, talking about metaverses and alternate, all that type of shit, I know you don't believe this. You think they're going out their way to think evil, but I'm telling you, some of them are so deeply entrenched and fell so far away from the light, they're actually thinking that the way they think is real as the way you think. They don't think there's nothing wrong. It's like, that's just the way I think. That's the way I am. It's like, you a fucked up asshole. Stay away from me. I don't even want to hear you think or talk. Fuck you. Go to hell. Die. That's natural for me, too. Go to hell. You with your filthy, ugly mind. Get away from me. But see, they're upset about you telling the truth and being right and good and all that. You understand? Even if you're trying to help them, they're upset about that because it goes against their core beliefs and feelings. You follow me? They're anti-love, anti-harmony, and it reflects in their life. They don't like nothing, and nothing don't like them. You follow me?
Yes.
All right. Yeah. Now let me see. Let me. You see my cup of water? I am. Thank you.
Ray?
Yes.
But being that we can't duck or dodge the negativity around us.
Say it again now. A little clearer. I'm glad you got the phone where we can hear you too. Thank you.
Okay, being that we cannot duck or dodge this negativity, correct? TV and in our families, what have you. Is it safe to say just don't, you can acknowledge it, but just don't hold on to it, just let it go?
Well, no, what you have to do, okay, I heard the question. What you have to do is create what we call a psychic self-defense. So if the negative thinking beings are still here because you haven't yet ascended to a level that they can't reach, then you have to deal with that environment. But you have to deal with it by creating a psychic self-defense. In other words, even in the middle of negativity, you can create a positive environment by having positive feedback 24/7. Words of truth, love, and goodness, and intelligent words, as opposed to like the little short tattoo with the bald head, the white guy calls himself the black messiah. You know, it talks all filthy about women's ministration, about shape-shifting and devils and this and all this horrible stuff. You know what I mean? You have to start putting some positive things in your mind, or you'll be twisted up and ugly and creating an ugly reality too, you see. That's what the spiritual packages that you all get from me are. They're packages of light, and they're psychic self-defense against that'll rebuff evil. Now, people get these packages and put them on the TV and don't play them all night long. These are damn fools. Because they think by going to sleep with the TV on, this, that, and the other, is not bothering them. Or listening to white people's radio all day and night, it ain't bothering them. It's exactly turning them into demons and putting them in hell. And making them see things through the eyes of Satan. And think like devils think they're being programmed. They think with hellish thoughts and hellish minds and they don't know it. Because they got subliminal messages and all of them. Like I told you, all the commercial about the Netflix quick. And then the draconian reptile junk falls down from heaven, hits the floor with a long alligator snout. And then it swifted over to a bunny rabbit so quick, most people don't see it. And then the black man asked for Nestle quickly. He gives it to him, starts drinking it. The rabbit got two big long ears, and he takes his finger and flops it with two fingers like ears. And then the bunny rabbit responds by making his ears do the same thing with the two fingers, flop up and down. They trying to tell you the commercial. The nigga is really aware of what's going on if the reptile is in the room. The devil is there. They trying to prepare you to create the reptile is trying to come mainstream. In other words, the devil is trying to bring the upside down, lying, filthy, ugly hell in place of divine heaven. You see them, they keep showing you commercials with this big giant reptile looking in windows with a big slit eye and walking around, this big giant one like Rodan or Godzilla, a big giant one. Geico commercials with lizards on it. Barney, I love you, you love me. It's a big lizard, a dinosaur. You follow what I'm saying? They're trying to subliminally sneak the devil in for prime time, Facebook. They call it a metaverse, an upside down reality where Trump and people like that, MAGA people and stuff like that, with those kind of ugly thoughts, you know, about creating hell for other people and all that. Oh, you notice that any kind of, even though you had a 50-50 Senate and then almost a 50-50 House of Representatives, and we had the presidency, that they block things. It changed the electoral maps, and they got filibusters. They got all kind of ways that they generate where they can create power. But everything that they get power to do is something like banning abortion rights, or banning voting rights, or banning anything that suggests, you know, banning books in school that tell the true history of the United States. In other words, they're trying to change reality back. They're trying to take the world back, you know, 100 years to where they feel comfortable. You follow what I'm saying? They want a Pleasantville where everybody and everything is white. That means make America great again, or save America. You understand? Make everything, whitewash everything, so that the curse is an actual blessing. You follow me? So that colorless flowers without any color are more beautiful than the beautiful flowers that are all different colors. You follow what I'm saying? And classical music is better than soul music. That reality. It's much more refined and great and beautiful. Isn't that beautiful? Not even a drum in it. Haven't you noticed in orchestras that play that shit, there's no drum? The drum, when you have music, is what keeps the pulse, the beat of the universe. You know, like when a nurse keeps her finger on your pulse and looks at a watch, she's checking it. Boom, 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 boom. The beat, your beat with the universal beat. Because if that's out of rhythm, then she knows there's something wrong when you're sick or fucked up some kind of way. If your pulse is too slow or too fast or it's not in beat, then she knows that you need to see the doctor because there's something wrong with you and you could die. Well, classical music don't have no goddamn beat at all. It's just white people playing that shit, whatever it is they playing. Rap music it's the same thing. Heavy rock, heavy metal and all that bullshit. all of those shit. You know, like a wolf or an animal in the dark. You know, it's just all their thoughts are backwards and evil. Do you see continuously? Since they cursed, they're gonna make everybody blessed seem cursed. You gotta be black and ugly because they curse fight like that. But they'll tell you that God is omnipresent, means he's everywhere at the same time. And they try to ignore the fact that everywhere is jet black.
Yeah.
The void and deep over the void and deep creation existence is black, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
So if God is omnipresent, that's the face of God is black. Now here they are flying a bowl of milk in reverse, making out they're beautiful and everything else is fucked. So all is fucked up, but the little cursed fly in the milk is blessed. Right now, Tess? Now, understand that their aim might be, we're not trying to hurt black people or other people of other races. We're not trying to hurt you. I know you say you're not trying, they're just trying to bless the devil, the curse. But in so doing, you put everybody else, the whole creation in hell, you see?
Right.
So when devils have their way of thinking, when they get pushed their thoughts through, it puts everything else around them in hell. Even if they think, I'm not trying to hurt them people, I'm not trying to, I know, but just the way you think, asshole, you can tell them, no, but it's the way your mind is painful, your thoughts. Shut up. Stop thinking. Don't nobody want to feel what you're thinking. Stop thinking. You got a devil's mind, like you tell Marquita all the time. Well, she just talk and make my nose bleed. I'm serious. Because the way she sees things and the way she reasons is shocking to your system. You hear what I'm saying? It's so out of tune, it's so far removed from reality, I can't stand to hear that motherfucker talk. I can't stand to hear her goddamn ugly, twisted, degenerate mind. Repulsive. Disgusting. You follow what I'm saying? And all devils think like that. They walk around with that evil and negative and upside down reality, and they act as if that's the normal thing, and everybody else is fucked up for not thinking like them. In fact, they try to convince themselves that they have the authority by the fact that they're correct to go and alter all of reality and try to attack anybody that's telling the truth as if there's they're like we the fucked up liars. But now they can't sit down with you and every point, for example, with me. I'm the real black Messiah. They don't like that. They don't like what I say. They don't like what I bring to you. But not one of these assholes going to sit down and openly say, I challenge what you're saying because you're the one telling a lie. How long will you think that they would hold up with me with that shit?
Not at all.
Which one of them going to prove I'm lying? None of them. Okay. So if I'm telling the truth, then what are they thinking and telling?
A lie.
The devil's a goddamn lie, right?
That's right.
White.
Black, white, orange, or green, they all full of shit. They lie all the time, and if you tell the truth and straight on, say, no, wait a minute, that's not true. They get mad with you for just straightening it out. They don't want to be corrected.
That's right. That's right.
And they'll jump up and say, like, I can't, I can't my reality, you create yours and all that time. I'm my own God, you can't. Asshole, you influencing everything. You like a bull in a china shop. Every time your thoughts, your mind turns, you shattering crystal and fucking up everything. A bull in a china shop. Every time they move and think, they fucking things up, don't you see? Busting all kind of beautiful things up because they're big, galoot ass, shitting on everything, big, funky, stinking things. And the way they move through the world is creating havoc in hell. You see the way they think. Well, so if a person is thinking about a metaverse or something and they thinking, I'm just trying to help me and make America right for me again, you think that they don't understand how that's going to make the truth and everybody that's the original and all that, how they going to make them feel. I'm saying slavery might have been heaven for the slave master and his cursed children, but how was it for the original people?
Exactly.
So what they do is lie and say that slavery was a blessing for black people. That was a blessing for us. Now, see, when I hear a motherfucker talk like that, it shatters my, you know what I mean? It destroys all peace. When I hear them, when they done stole this land from the indigenous black people and every other place they've been with their filthy, slimy trail, and they start talking about America, like it or leave it, and they're the indigenous, they're the indigenous Americans. This is their land and all that. That shatters my peace. Even their history books will tell you that that's a goddamn lie. It was people here when they got here and stole this. But that's what they're trying to do now. They're trying to get rid of the history books that tell all that truth. You follow me?
That's right.
They don't want that because they say it makes their children feel bad to know how filthy that those creatures are. Fuck how bad they feel.
Right.
So it didn't matter how bad people feel that was actually experiencing their thoughts. Or the whole feeling of everything in existence all don't matter. Because these little slimy, little individual little devils around here. Now I need to ask you, how long do you think these little individual boogers gonna make it as turds in a giant punch bowl bigger than all the oceans? You can see they're getting ready to get flushed. Don't you see that? No matter how you look at it, I don't know where they're going, but they got to leave here. Even if I have to come back here and raise you all up to a higher vibratory consciousness, Star Mover, where y'all raise up in vibration to a level they can't reach. You follow me? Then they'll no longer exist. They'll be left back in hell. There'll be a new heaven and a new earth where the former things will have passed away.
Yeah.
Leave them assholes in the toilet. Got it? Just leave them down in the toilet. But you got to wake up and help me to do this job because you see you got these negative forces down here and this earth plane is what a place that was chosen as a reformatory for wayward angels. So they took every piece of shit that was in creation and other planets and worlds and dimensions and cast all the ugly motherfuckers right down to this place right here. And they sliming all over it, all of them got that same doo-doo mind. They think differently, but it's one thing they all think is shit. And if that mind gets a chance to be influenced in your life in any way, you're going to be in hell. Or dead or something, because they can't. This is the way they think. You understand me? I'm serious. You know, you're going to have to raise up. So I'm saying you got to help me to help you. You got to post these posts up everywhere. Now, if I spent hours and hours all day creating a post yesterday, and I went to put it on Facebook, and I couldn't even post it on my own page. You follow me? Then I tried to email it to everybody, and it wouldn't email. And then after I finally punched it through, like I do, it only had like about 1/5 of it that would go, the top 1/5 of it. All the rest of it was just not there. So I'm saying they're doing everything at their rotten power. They're doing everything in their ugly power to block the truth and push through this mega lie. You understand what I'm saying? The doll test. Look up their definition for black and white in Merriam-Webster's unabridged dictionary. And you'll be amazed to find out that colors have personalities. That white is pure and clean and good and trustworthy and all these wonderful attributes, beautiful. And black is everything fucked up. Can't be trusted, is ugly. And you understand me? They're not kidding about this fucking fake reality. Metaverse, they're serious about that. And they're just as serious almost as I am about bringing reality and bliss and heaven back in balance. No, not nearly as serious as me. But you know what's amazing about that? They can't prove nothing that they're saying because all of it's just empty fucking lies. And it gets shattered and destroyed in the face of any truth. That's the only reason why they blocking truth. Now ask yourself why they don't block none of the teachings of these demons, these black fake messiahs and all these lying ass niggas and white folks. Why don't they block all of that like they try to block everything I do? Why do you think they ain't trying to block that? Because this shit is devil talk and it's not gonna hurt no. It's bringing people to hell right along. It's going right along with their agenda. You follow me? They know the real thing. When the real Messiah comes, they know the real truth. They know the real thing. And that's the only thing they're scared of, because that will drive a stake into Dracula's heart and chase them back into the dark. They're trying to make evil and lies and ugly thoughts be mainstream, and that be in the daylight, and all truth got to run into the dark and hide. They're trying to make people on Facebook gradually condition them where they brothers and sisters are scared to post the truth. And I'm telling you what they won't say. They're scared to post any relevant truth because they got this ominous threat looming over them like a Facebook jail and all kind of different shit like that. Threats and we don't like what you're doing and we'll do this and we'll do that. They try, and anybody use Facebook, tell the truth. Am I right or wrong?
You right.
Yeah. And so what niggas doing, they weak-minded, they get further and further away. They don't even want to post. They don't even want to post what I write because they know it's too true. When they read it, they be saying, "Now that shit right there is too true." And in the back of their mind, they thinking, "Now Satan ain't gonna like that truth like that. I can't post that because the devil will get me." You understand what I'm saying? Is that the right way for them to approach that?
No.
Because they're becoming the actual devil themselves.
No.
I can't post that because Satan won't like it. Fuck Satan. If you don't post it, your creator ain't gonna like it. The life giver's not gonna like it. And you're gonna be left behind. You better quit bullshit. You choosing a side talking about you worried about what the devil thinks. Fuck the devil. Telling you, you've been blessed to get the truth start moving, then you don't want to post that because Satan might not like it. You don't worry about what the creator that created everything, the Almighty, is gonna like in you. You can't see the ugliness in that water test. People spending money on everything they want, but they ain't got no money to donate to this mission. So that I can do this full time. We can do this full time. Can't nobody take the time to open up new YouTube pages? See these devils keep on creating things where they can block and cut off links over and over again? Don't a whole lot of y'all see me posting links up, and then when you try to play the links, what happens?
You can't.
They might not work.
That's right. But you know they work. When I get up, you know I'm not sending out no dead links. What kind of sense would that make?
Exactly.
Right.
So what kind of ugly fuck is killing them? Can you see these ugly, ugly things back in the dark, sliming back even on the phone class? They're back in there like boogers, breathing, still breathing, waiting to deflect some other truth. If he tells any profound truth right now, we're going to block that too. Now, if I start saying Satan was God and all that, they'll send that through like Whistling Dixie. You got it? Black people ain't shit and all that there. I wasn't sent here to tell no lies to the devil, and I'm not trying to appease them. I'm not at war with the devil. The devil's at war with me, you understand?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not trying to stop them from lying. I'm trying to stop them from lying to my people. You follow me? But are my people trying to help me to help them with all they might, like I'm giving? Or do you think this yoke and curse is just going to fall off your neck because I done showed up and I'm in the world? You think that's it? Why do you think every prophet has disciples? Because they like the way they look or because these are helpers? These brothers and sisters really help them and walk with them. Isn't that true?
Yes.
Who is my mother? Who is my brother?
Yes.
Not no blood ties. That's not them. It's spiritual ties, soul ties.
Mm-hmm.
Connected to the Creator that we come from, not our parents that we come through, or our children that come through us from the Creator. Prime Creator. Heavenly light, truth. John 8:32, know the truth, and the truth will make you free. Are you following me? Now, devils are so busy deflecting truth, they don't realize that I'm here to save them as well. Black, white, orange, or green, even spiritual. You follow me? They're too busy at war with it to realize it's the only salvation they have too. Can you imagine some kind of reality where a lie is going to save somebody from hell? Come in. What's the only thing that can save people from hell? It's just, there is no way to the Father except through the Son. You're right. But it is the truth. And it's not talking about you got your truth and I got mine, all that old devil bullshit. It's the real truth, and you know it when you hear it. Because everybody gets quiet and they start thinking to themselves, wow, this guy is saying stuff the devil ain't going to like that. So you know what the devil ain't going to like. They don't like nobody telling the truth, Martin Luther King. Even if it's about everybody should be fair to each other and love, and you should pay fair wages to black and white trash men, and you shouldn't be treating people like a dog and lynching and blowing up little girls in church. This ain't no anti-American rhetoric and all this like fuck the flag and all that is just God in heaven, just truth right there. But now but to them, that sounds like fair, being fair to people. That sounds like we got to kill this nigga. You understand what I'm saying? Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Now, y'all have heard Martin Luther King's speeches before. Was he espousing some kind of doctrine of hate, like let's overthrow America, or we don't, and hatred and all that? Yes or no?
No. No.
Okay. But now you hear some of these white bastards talking and stuff, and like worse than Hitler, and the shit that they come out, they foul, rotten mouth. Now, they should have their skulls peeled, you see what I'm saying? But none of us be thinking in that way. We don't think about trying to fuck nobody up for lying and being evil, do we?
No.
No.
But they want to make you feel fucked up, like your life is under threat because you tell the truth. Are you follow what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That really is Satan. The devil is too real. Y'all better hurry up and get that thing out of existence, or there will be no peace and no heaven for nobody. As long as you're around them fucking things, you have to raise, or either try to raise them up if you can. But that low down thinking like that stinking thinking, that is not going to work. They got horrible thoughts, ugly thoughts. Devils can do things that you can't even imagine in your wildest nightmares or dreams. Y'all can't think up, I got to go and get high-powered machine guns and practice shooting at stumps and trees and rocks till I can sneak up and go into an elementary school and blow little boys and girls all the pieces all over the walls and floors. I got to, that's what my life mission is. That's why you breathe in, that's why you exist, you pussy, I don't have words for you. And I don't want you in existence because just thinking about you even walking around breathing, it shatters my peace. You mean to tell me people can't leave church and go to the supermarket in Boston, motherfucker, because of you? Because you out there thinking rotten and grandmother's not safe? To buy eggs, bitch? You curse motherfucker, you killing people because they black and blessed? I'll be a motherfucker for real. I'm serious. The devil is absurd. And there is no more space found for them in heaven. But you got to stay out of their space and keep them out of yours. Don't listen to them. Don't coexist with them. Don't befriend them. Don't communicate. Stay away from their vibration and their thoughts in their mind, and you start seeing heaven start manifesting all around you. As long as you let your thoughts go, if you let their thoughts go through, it's going to be hell. I don't care how much they pretend it's heaven. It ain't going to make no sense, and only a person that's really thinking that way, looking for creating heaven and truth, and can see it, can see that or see them. Because that little reptile on the bunny commercial is something that most people can't even see. They don't even know the devil's in the room. But that ugly motherfucker's right in there, walking among you, calling themselves your children, your parents, your uncles and your aunts, your friends. But it's actually Satan. And y'all been knowing about him just like me ever since the crib. That's right. Don't let him beat you down psychologically the way you lock up and be scared to tell the truth. I know if I tell the truth, this motherfucker ain't gonna like it. Fuck that motherfucker. You don't never give nobody the power in your life to make you lie. You can tell the truth about anything you want whenever you get ready. The devil ain't got no more control over you than you give him. Now you sit up there and don't help me on this list. You know who I am, you know who sent me, you know why I'm here, and you ain't doing everything in your power to help me to help you, then you don't deserve to go to heaven. You need to stay in hell with him forever, and you will. The truth I speak. You can be smooth and laid back if you want to. Keep not posting, keep not generating funds, keep not trying to support this mission. How many times have I said, open up all the media outlets, LinkedIn and all of them, and be posting this stuff up everywhere. And then when I get off the phone, what does everybody do? Fuck what that nigga talking about. Only time I'm going to take it serious is when I need it for something. If I need to be healed or protected from some personal evil, and then I'm going to duck the work, the job, the mission, because I don't want the devil mad with me. Let Martin speak for us on our behalf and get us voting rights and try to stop little girls from getting blown up in the basement of churches and all. Let him talk. All by himself. That's right. Fuck the devil. And fuck everybody that think like the devil. And if you try to be neutral, you are the devil. So those of you that are neither hot nor cold, I'll spool you out of my mouth. You go with the devil. The people that get in the class and they way in the background, they don't even speak and contribute to the class. They don't want the devil to know they're here. They don't want to write testimonies. They don't want the devil to know that they're here. You understand what I'm saying? But I swear by Moses, Miriam and Aaron didn't have no fear of the Creator, though. They knew who sent that man, their brother. And they didn't have no fear of thinking like that about him. Curse him. Curse their anus with cancer. Curse every one of them. Even the ones that sit around like they twirling on their thumb and they ain't got nothing to do. I ain't got nothing to do with it. I'm neutral. I ain't making them devils mad at me. I got a life. I got to take care of my family and me, and I don't want them devils mad at me. But the Creator can make me be upset with you, though. You better try to reorganize your goddamn thoughts and get a hold of yourself. You niggas better wake up and become men and women and gods. Get up off your knees and quit acting like little poop butt bitches or something. This is a real battle, a fight for your immortal souls. This is the war they was talking about, the final conflict, the war between truth and lies. between good and evil, between right and goddamn wrong. And for every one of you all that's been wronged in your life and there was nobody to stand up for you or talk for you on your behalf, and we've all felt that way, that the devil was doing us wrong and it was nobody to turn to. I'm here. You got somebody to turn. Now you gonna turn your back on me? You filthy fucker, you. You gonna turn your back on me? You too lazy if you're not afraid of the devil to go and open up sites to post this stuff up on and get it out there. If they start to drag me with posting stuff, y'all supposed to pick it up and spread it even more. There's too many of you. They can't stop all of y'all. I told everybody 1,000 times on Facebook alone, connect with every goddamn group. Join every group. And every time I give you a post, 2 or 3 of you post it up, start developing a rhythm. 2 or 3 brothers and sisters post it up in a million different groups. Then the next time, 2 or 3 other brothers and sisters post it up in a million groups. Next time, 2 or 3 more. You see what I'm trying to say? A moving target. But if it's just me each and every time, that shit gets old. And Satan knows something. He's calculating something that y'all ain't shit. Why is that brother fighting for them and know goddamn well they ain't worth for fucking shit? They don't even care about their own self. They won't get up off their knees. They don't know what a divine blessing they have, and they don't know what a curse we've been. It's 10:25, you all. Let's go out and bless the world right now with this endless possibility. Let's move some stars. You know what you're at.
I'm driving, but I'll be there soon. There's more.
All right. I love you.
Sure.
Let's go out there and prove to them and yourselves once again that you know where you at and who you with, and you begin to remember who you really are. You are those star children. Act like it.
Roll back.
Moving too. Moving closer.
Dancing around a little bit.
In the name of Amun Ray. In the name of Amun Ray, stop. Thank you, family.
I love you. Now, Onk in Texas, not as much as I do you. Onk in Texas. What are you going to move for us, Goddess?
I see a star.
All right. I see it.
In the name of Amun Ray, run up. And it's running up.
Moving
now
up.
Stop. In the name of Amun Ray, run to the left.
Pay attention to the voices you don't
And
hear.
it's moving to the left.
Pay attention to the voices you don't hear. And you know who your undercovers are.
In the name of Amun Ray, drop down. And it's dropping down.
Drop it down.
Stop. In the name of Amun Ray.
That's right.
Run in a clockwise circle.
Yeah.
And it's going in a clockwise circle.
Clockwise.
Stop. Color hat family.
I love y'all. All right. Amanda, I'm going to need you to move something tonight, but now go ahead. Anukas, you and Hotep. What are you going to do outside?
I see a star. I see a bunch of them.
Well, pick the one you want.
I see one directly.
Or move the whole creation.
One directly over my head.
All right. I see it.
In the name of Amun Ray. Move up. Move up.
Going up.
Going up.
Bless you, son.
In the name of Amun Ray. Back down.
Going down.
In the name of Amun Ray. Move to the right.
Moving to the right.
It's moving right, dancing a little bit.
Yeah.
In the name of Amun Ray, move back to the left.
Going back left.
That was a straight line. Okay.
In the name of Amun Ray, move clockwise.
Moving clockwise.
Tell her, Messiah. Who is
All right, Hotep.
I love you so much.
Okay.
I love you.
Looking at the star.
Hotep. Okay.
Yes. Can you hear me?
I see it. Yes,
okay.
I can.
I'm looking at a star. In the name of Amun Ray. Drop down. And it's dropping down. Stop.
Dropping down.
In the name of Amun Ray, raise up.
Raising up.
Going up.
Yes, it
In the
is.
name of Amun Ray, move to the left.
Going left.
Then it's moving to the left. Move fast. Stop in the name of Amun Ray, move to the right.
Going to the right.
Now up and over and move to the right again. And it's going in a clockwise.
Moving right. Circle.
Car hat.
Well, you did right there was kind of special because he didn't tell you that he brought it back left to move right again. He just wanted me to move it from the right twice. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Car hat.
Patah in Washington, D.C., what you going to move for us?
Star.
I see it.
Right. Move to the right. I'm on right.
Moving right.
Move to the left.
Moving left.
On left. Stop. Going clockwise circle.
It's going in a clockwise
Moving
circle.
clockwise.
Wide circle. A little dance.
Little dance right there. At about 7 o'clock. Right.
Yeah,
About 7 o'clock is where it dance. Yeah. Now it's going up past 9 o'clock, up to 12 o'clock. It's going on around. But I broke my concentration there for a second. All right. Amanda, what you going to move for us tonight in Virginia? You see it? Okay, get on the phone. Get on the phone good so I can hear you good.
Okay.
Please.
I just speak. Okay. All right.
And then speak up.
I have a star.
All right.
Not above my head.
I see it.
All right. The name of Amun.
All right, I see it.
The name of Amun Ray. Move to the right. In the name of Amun Ray.
Moving right. Moving right.
Move to the
You
left.
have to say what it's doing, Amanda. You got to see what you see. All right, now, where are you going to move it now?
I'm going to move it to the left. In the name of Amun Ray. Move to the left.
It's moving left.
Amanda, they need you to say what you see, too.
In the name of Amun Ray. Move clockwise.
And it's going clockwise.
Clockwise.
Moving clockwise.
In the name of Amun Ray. Drop down. It's coming down.
Dropping down. Dropping
That's
down.
right,
Fast.
That's what you're doing, Amanda.
Thank you.
They told you couldn't do that, but you're making a lie out the liars. Go ahead. They can't do that. Okay, I'm glad to hear your voice, Cheryl. All right. I'm sorry about it. What'd you say?
I say yes. I was holding myself back. Thank you.
Yeah. Right. I love you. And you're going to be able to do, there'll be nothing that you can't do because all can, you can. It's better than whatever them devils talking about, you see. All right, Cheryl, what you got in London for us, goddess?
I said London's cloudy.
Oh, it is cloudy? All right, okay. Well, move the clouds,
It's
Cheryl.
cloudy in Florida, too.
It's cloudy in Florida?
It's cloudy in Florida. Yeah.
All right.
Can't see a star.
Well, Cheryl, why don't you move the clouds in London to the right?
It's raining down here. Yeah, it's overcast.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Cheryl is moving the clouds to the right.
1 moment.
I did that before.
Now she's moving them to the left. You outside, Cheryl, to look?
I'm there now. 1 moment. I'm there.
All right. All right. Then move the clouds to the left.
The name of Amun Ray moves to the left.
See it? Now moving back to the right. You see, Cheryl? Now, move the clouds back to the left in the name of Amun Ray.
The name of Amun Ray move back to the left.
You see it, right?
I can see the
I'm already
clearing.
moving. I can see it. Yeah. Just move them. When you can see a star, let me know.
Okay.
Oh, you trying to clear them. You're trying to clear them. Okay.
Yeah. I'm trying to see.
Okay.
I'm trying to believe
I know what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
I follow you.
Yeah. The sky looks pretty empty. Yeah, I can't see.
Okay, it's clearing up now.
Yeah, I can't see.
Can you see one now?
No.
You can't?
No.
Okay. The cloud cover is not as dense right now.
No, it's thin. It's thinning out. It's thin.
Right.
It's moving, but
It's pretty clear now.
I can see a distant star, but I can't really make it out. I can see a little light. But
okay, why don't you move that little light?
In the name of Amun Ray.
Cheryl, move it.
Yeah, in the name of Amun Ray, drop down. I have to focus. I'm trying to focus on
dropping down.
Right.
Okay.
I see it too. What are you going to do with it now, Cheryl?
In the name of Amun Ray, move back up. Okay. Moving up.
All right.
Now move to the left.
Say it again.
Now move to the left.
Moving right.
Oh, move over. Left. Moving left. Now move to the right. Moving right. Okay, thank you. The clouds are all moving away now.
One thing you got to understand, Cheryl, you did something different tonight and created. You cleared a cloudy sky in order to move stars, and you moved the clouds, you see. That's just something to add to your repertoire. You know what I mean?
Thank you.
God can, you can, right?
Yes.
I see a star.
That's right. Say it again now. Okay, where you at?
Florida.
In Florida? For the clear. Okay. You ready to move one now?
Yeah, I'm going to move this star to the right.
All right. Because it's clear, and I love to hear your voice.
And it's moving right.
All right.
Move it up in the name of Amun Ray.
It did a little dance before it started going up right, didn't it?
Move it to the left.
It did a little dance
in the name of Amun Ray.
Drop down.
And take it in a circle clockwise.
Okay. All right.
And it's going. Move it in a circle.
All right.
Just
I appreciate you making your voice heard, son. Bless your soul. Bless your soul.
Thank you.
Uh-huh. All right, you all, let's come on inside and finish up this class. I'm not in a hurry to finish it, but let's get more things done. We got a lot.
Amun.
Yes.
I love you, man.
I love
they
you.
They tried to get rid of me. They tried to get rid of me on the boat, but I had to change it around.
I know, but it's anything you create your own reality. You're in control of it. Once you realize that, the better control you'll have. Until it's absolute. If you can control the stars and the whole creation movement, you can control anything in creation. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
Right. How you gonna move creation, but you can't move things in creation? Don't make sense. I'm just trying to show you all that the ability and power that you have is unlimited. And that's what they're afraid of. To treat gods like dogs, and then have the dogs wake up and realize they are really gods. Come in. how would you like to be torturing little boys and girls at school and beating them up, taking all their lunch money and making them cry and go home? Mute your phones. And then realize they grow up and you find out that they're God after you done treat them like a dog. That'll be scary, won't it? So let's just say there was a being that's a God maker, Messiah or something like that. If you was the devil, you would be trying to block everything he do, right? You think that they would want the people they tortured to be able to move stars and do all that? Move clouds and everything? Do you think that? How long do you think they figure it will be before you figure it out that there's nothing you can't do? Just a matter of time, right? Just a matter of time. So how frightened do you think the devil is? Even though you know that you're not God so that you can hurt devils. You're God so that you can create heaven and put people in heaven. Include the devil.
It's very frightening.
Say it again.
I said it's very frightening.
Yeah, they frightened because they think everybody think like they think. Because if it was them, all they would be thinking about is vengeance. We don't want to be like that and become the very thing that we despise. The destroyer, the evil one. You don't want to be that. Offer them forgiveness and salvation, even if they're too ignorant and negative to even accept it or consider it, because they convince themselves that y'all ain't shit, nigga ain't shit, so you can't be God, right? How can you be God when everybody knows God is a bald-headed white man with bird wings in his back, with big ugly-shaped feet and ugly-shaped cursed skin, walking barefoot in the clouds, right? And putting that ugly made hand down into the hand of another little white creature just like him, lumped up and ugly made Greek bodies and all that, Greek gods. They look like the thing from Fantastic Four to me.
Well,
you know, they got some ugly they made up ugly, like they're as close to human as Barney Rubble and Fred Flintstone, further away from that. But the shit is it would be a joke if they wasn't so serious. You know what I mean? All right, now let's see. Can I get y'all a little bit further here? All right. Okay, there are more intriguing forces at work in the universe than many of us know about, and that we may use these forces. That's what we just got through doing, and that we may use these forces by embracing positive thoughts. Are you here, Min-Car Ray from Mississippi with us? Min-Car Ray. And that I'm glad you're moving things, Amanda. You hear me? I'm glad for you. You hear me? Can you hear me, Amanda? And that we may use these forces by embracing positive thoughts and exhibiting high levels of emotions, such as love and gratitude. A different experiment involved the use of random event generators, also known as REGs. Now, they used REGs during 9/11, for example, and they had them like seismic earthquake things all over the world. They had them all over the world, these REG machines, so that whenever the emotions get high on Earth, positive or negative, these machines react. They start going like a lie detector. They start moving. These graphs go off. So it was quiet. Then the things started going off at 9/11 just before those planes hit the towers. The emotions of the whole world started raising up. Everybody started going to a fever pitch. to anticipate this big, horrible trauma, which tells you what? It was going off before the planes hit. So that means that on some level, y'all all know the devil is here, and they doing when they up to some big, ugly shit. You know it. You can feel it. The collective consciousness knows. There's nothing we don't know. The devil don't have no secrets. Don't be scared to look at the motherfucker. I know it's ugly, but you got to look at it. Make it look at itself. Maybe like Medusa can see its own reflection in the mirror and turn itself to stone. I know it's got to be hard. They got to keep lying to themselves and act like they can't see, because that's got to be a hard sight to see is them. That's got to be hard to look at the truth in them, the real ugliness of them, and how low they can think and how filthy they can do. That they're disturbing on many levels. But, all right, these REGs, these are small and simple computers that produce random sequences of ones and zeros. After being told to focus on either producing more ones or zeros, the participants in the study were clearly able to influence the outcome. And manipulate the mathematical probability of generating the result they intended to achieve. In a follow-up study, participants were told to once again bring about more ones or zeros and REGs located on the opposite side of the planet. The results were equally consistent. Further studies also revealed that the results were strengthened when more people concentrated their thoughts together on the same outcome. That's why the Bible says whenever two or more are gathered, all things are possible. So I can't do our mission by myself. Are you following me?
Right. Follow.
And we need everybody that's not crippled and mentally retarded to go open up YouTube pages and open up every media outlet. Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, stuff I can't even pronounce. Instagram, y'all go get it and start posting this truth up. Can we agree to do that, family?
Yeah. Yes.
Yes.
What about you in London, Cheryl?
I'm here, Amun. This is Min Carrell. My bad. I was out the car.
I love you. I'm glad you're here. I really am glad. Really am. Min Carrell, can you open up a YouTube page for us and some of these other media? Would you do that for us?
Open up a YouTube page?
Yeah, YouTube, Twitter, all of that stuff.
Right.
One at a time, you know. Not, I don't just mean Facebook. I mean, you know what I mean, YouTube.
Yeah, okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whatever you name it, start with the name Amun, A-M-U-N, or Messiah, right? Because that's the words they're looking for, you follow me, to find us. And I like to have the 144 in there also. But let me know so we can start posting things on it, so we get away from these demons that's trying to block the links. You follow what I'm saying? Because these classes are too serious to just not be heard by everybody in existence. You follow? So we're gonna need to press every one of you into service, like a full-fledged God. Start doing the things that gods do, and you find out heaven and your throne will appear. Seek ye first the kingdom of heaven, and all other things will be added unto you. Right? You don't have to be like a little devil, like a squirrel trying to get a nut, trying to eke out this and that and the other crumbs from somebody else. You gods, you can create anything from a cup of coffee to universes. You hear me, star movers? Come on up here and think with the real return to the world of the first mind, before the little accident, before the fall. You are one with all, and all is one with you. All can, you can. All right. Further studies also revealed that the results were strengthened when more people concentrated their thoughts together. or the same outcome. An ongoing study started test and human resonance and Mandela Effect and the slit experiment. Start writing down things like listening to your own, each other's testimony about moving stars until you realize that we are the ones that Malachi talked about as outside the box. We are not inside the box. Are you all following me?
Yes.
There is really another God here. You follow me? Another God, and he's outside the box, teaching outside the box, and he's doing things completely differently. You follow me?
Sure.
We're not trapped in religion and persons, places, and things. See how these coons keep talking about the Israelites and your blood and you know, all this physical shit? That's religion. And to a physical clown, it sounds like heavy shit. That stuff ain't worth poo-poo, you hear me? It's nothing. Pure doo-doo, empty talk, a waste of time. Nothing. All right? Okay. These REGs show clearly recognizable patterns and readings. For instance, over an hour before the first plane hit the Twin Towers, the readings showed a fluctuation in common numbers. The highest for that year, roughly 8 hours after the second plane hit the towers, the score dropped to the lowest point recorded that year. The data also reflects the various levels of consciousness activity that occurred throughout the day. The readings rise during the working day and fall dramatically during the night. Also look up frequency towers. I told you they turn up the frequencies to make y'all move fast. Yeah, it's a lot of them, I know. But the frequency towers I'm talking about, it's not that, they're about 25 miles apart. They're real tall in the background. A lot of people don't even notice them. They're so big up. But they're back there.
Yeah, and I know some of them. You know what I noticed? Started noticing them within the last 2 years. And I had started taking pictures with me, you know, doing a lot of traveling back and forth and stuff. And I mean, it's crazy how
you've been with me the last 2 years, too. So you see, as I tell you, if I reveal these things to you all checking them out like you're supposed to. Don't believe me. What?
Check it out.
That's right.
Check it out.
But now devils, whenever I tell them to research something, check it out, you think they're going to do it? No. Why? Because they want to relegate it. They want it to stay in the realm of Amun said this, and, you know, they want to keep it where it's belief because they know if they check it out, it's going to be true, absolutely true, each and every goddamn time, and after a while, they can't be no devil no more. The lie gets stupid to them. You got it? And listening to stupid, empty people get stupid. Okay. Now, both the internal and external mechanisms that shape reality. Okay, now wait a minute. New quantum theory accounts for both the internal and external mechanisms that shape reality. Most mathematical theories explaining the operation of the physical nature negates the central fact that cognition as an observer of reality as an entirely new dimension to how we coexist and co-create our lives. This is what the devil do, what they do with links. When we have a powerful class and they know it's an earth-shattering class that's going to change the whole world, they stall it out, block the links in every kind of draconian way they can, and then they send it to me when they know it's a dead link, for example. They give me dead links, and that way I can post them up all over the world, and every time people hit the links, they be dead, right? And so after a while, when I keep doing that, or the links be scrambled up, the words be all messed up, you know, and it don't make no sense, all jumbled up. They do go through a lot of trouble, you know, to do that. And when you keep doing that over and over again, how long people pretty soon people won't even click your links. Am I right or wrong?
Right.
But if y'all that hear these classes and record them, you get these links and they good, you have a personal responsibility to be posting them up everywhere. You. Everywhere. Satan is trying to block the truth. They don't want the world to wake up. You follow me and see their ugly booger ass. You understand? They're trying to hide in the dark when the truth is the light. Post to post everywhere. And yes, I know when people are posting. So how we coexist and co-create our lives. The impact of human consciousness on reality, apart from the behavior, action, consequences, is largely due to the quantum dynamics of nerve terminals that create the link between the nerve cells and the brain. This transfer of energy between synapses is just one known source of thought energy or vibration, which studies have also shown can impact the past, the present, and the future. Anyone who is not shocked by quantum theory has not understood it. Consider the fact that the subatomic structure of mass makes up less than 1% of an atom size, meaning that atoms are not made of anything at all, but everything you think is something is made of atoms. So things are not solid matter, in short. Some scientists observe that the distance between orbiting electrons and the nucleus of an atom can be compared to the distance between continents. Wrong. It's wider than the distance between planets in relation to the sun. All right. And the distance between atoms and the objects may be compared to the vastness between planets. Therefore, counterintuitive but a brick wall is mostly empty space. How long have I been telling you all that? In other words, that's right. In other words, reality cannot be inherently understood as per the messages we receive from our human senses alone, Star Movers. Today, however, humans' perception of the world have been molded by religious subdivisions and past scientific discoveries. Yet clinging to the past perspective will not reveal nor describe the secrets of human consciousness and its impact on the very universe. Humans are sensory, designed from merely experienced reality. Positively cannot coexist in conjunction with the new discoveries in quantum science. Instead, new data shows, in other words, they can't participate in the new heaven and the new earth. New data shows consciously or unconsciously, influencing and creating the results we experience in our everyday lives. When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. Isn't that what I've been telling you all? Except I've been saying that the things you look at will never change until you change the way that you look at things. They just said it different. Contemporary physics draws fewer conclusions than, in many cases, inspire further questioning. But in this process, we recognize that nature is richer than the models humans use to describe it. In essence, perception is not reality, but it becomes so when we believe only what we already think we know and disregard other possibilities. If our mentality becomes our reality, then changing the way we view thought through relationship, it won't be possible, right? Because you'll be trapped in the mud of your own mind. For the physical world must precede any advancement and enhancement of our own current conditions. In other words, devils are not going to change their behavior because they're going to do things over and over the same way. They just see it one locked-in way, and they're not trying to change or perfect nothing. You are today where your thoughts have brought you. You will be tomorrow where your thoughts take you. Awareness can be curative. Thoughts can change the world. You see the things that y'all receiving in this class, the thoughts I put out there will actually change the world. Do you hear what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Star movers. Okay. But if y'all don't get it out there to the world and just expect me to do it, or you don't care if I do just as long as you get it, or have some kind of negative thought like that, then you're not going to change the reality that you're in. Right?
Right.
And wherever all of you get together with one mind, and we work together to bring about the same reality, it'll happen. Awareness can be curative. Thoughts can change the world, albeit it's the only thing that ever has. Change. Think positive. Thought is power. Pass this on. Pass it on. Everything that you get from me, pass it on. You hear me? Give it to the world. That's your responsibility as a result of being gifted with that information. Right? Don't you have a responsibility to your brothers and sisters to give them the same information you're receiving?
Yeah.
That's if you don't believe there's no big or small in the eye of all. And believe me, those of you that are really serious about this mission and participating, you know in your heart of hearts that I'm with you and I never let you down and you protect it. And you know that. And any of you that don't believe that, don't wait until you get into a situation, which you will, where you need some help from above and find out I'm not there. Because you weren't here. And if you call on help from the devil, you're going to be sorely disappointed. If he don't kick you up your ass into the fire. You know what I'm saying?
Follow.
And he despises your guts. But that's the truth. But a lot of you, like Anuka, she got in trouble. These white people keep trying to fuck with her, and she called me right away. And then what happens to the trouble, Anuka? They can't hear you.
It started going away, and things are getting better and better because of Amun, and because I believe in him, and because I turn to him. I go nowhere else. There's nowhere else to go anyway.
It's not. And she's not talking about Larry Darrensburg. That's a man. and a man is fallible. She's talking about that was sent here through me. That light being that went into that little copper-toned, red-skinned baby boy in Charity Hospital in New Orleans. Now, let me show y'all something. Get a pencil and paper. You're going to do some quick math. We're going to take this out of the realm of belief, right? Now, write this down when you're ready to write. Min-Kari, please don't y'all just, Amanda, y'all write it down. Don't act like you know, some more he come with some more of this. No. I'm coming with proof that you should have in writing always. Let me know when y'all got something to write with and to write on. All right. Write down that Muhammad, Mustafa Muhammad Amun, was born 570 AD. 570 AD. And he was taken up 632 AD. 632 AD. So I need one of you mathematicians to tell me how long he was on earth when he, the one that brought the Quran. One of the three Mims. Muhammad in birth, Amun in prophecy, and Mahmud in the end. How long was that soul, the greatest Ra on earth, before he ascended?
62 years?
Exactly, 62 years. Now, write this down on three Mims. What year was I taken up in, for those that remember?
32613.
Right, 32613. And I am Ahmed Abdullah Muhammad. Believe it. All right, I was born in 1951. Listen, I was born in 1951. Do the math. Add 62 years to 51 and see what year you come out that I was taken up.
2013.
That's right.
2013.
That's the same year that I was taken up again. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Muhammad is really me. Like the Creator told you in the Holy Tablets, I sent to you Ahmed as an apostle, reciting the purified pages, the Holy Tablets. Period. Three Mims, whatever you want to call me, Amun, Ahmed, whatever. It's me, Star Movers. You better wake up and quit playing. I come to you but once. Forever's a long time to regret. Now, we need all your testimonies right now. And we need y'all to post up that last class that we did all over the world. And this one too, right under it. Start opening up those YouTube channels and Twitter and all those open spaces right there. And I need to see everybody posted all over Facebook in different places and all over the place. They cannot plug up all those holes. There's too many holes in the dike. But if you just leave me out here doing all the work, then they can concentrate everything on earth just on stopping me. The little black turds in the punch bowl and the little white ones. You follow me?
Yes.
Now raise up, you mighty army. Raise up, you dry bones. Raise up. And let's do the work. Send them donations and let's support the mission. Don't drag on our leg. Because if you think you're stealing the hearing, you will never benefit from it. I love you. Peace.